Welcome back. You're watching the news tonight. But Prime Minister Narendra Modi played the development card as he addressed two election rallies in Kashmir today for the fourth phase of polling. That's on the 14th of this month. Now, the Prime Minister's visit comes just days after militants struck in the valley, killing 11 security personnel. Here's more.
कश्मीर के मेरे प्यारे भाइयों बहनों, आपने मुझे जो प्यार दिया है, इस प्यार को मैं कभी भूल नहीं सकता हूं। और मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाता हूं, मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाता हूं, इस प्यार को मैं ब्याज समेत लौटाऊंगा।
Prime Minister Modi looking to strike a chord with the electorate ahead of Phase 4 of polling on the 14th of December. On his sixth visit to the state in 6 months, the Prime Minister addressed two rallies, first in Sabha in Jammu, the second in Srinagar. Close to 4,000 security personnel guarded the event at the Sher-e-Kashmir Stadium in Srinagar. A spate of terror attacks in Kashmir on the 5th that killed 11 Indian security personnel have raised concerns for the remaining 3 rounds of voting. Modi stressed on the strength of the democratic process.
हमें लड़ना है गरीबी के खिलाफ, हमें लड़ना है बेरोजगारी के खिलाफ, हमें लड़ना है भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ। और इसलिए मेरे भाइयों बहनों, मुझे विकास की नई ऊंचाइयों पर जाना है।
Modi also attacked what he called misrule against dynastic governments of the past, saying the BJP alone offered an alternative for development of the state.
कश्मीर में आपने या तो कांग्रेस की सरकार देखी, या बाप बेटे की सरकार देखी, या बाप बेटी की सरकार देखी। तीनों प्रकार की सरकारें देख ली आपने। क्या मिला आपको? क्या दिया उन्होंने? अपने लिए तो सब कुछ किया, आपके लिए कुछ नहीं किया।
In the backdrop of Modi's rally, separatists had issued a boycott call in the state that had a moderate effect on normal life. Separatists have also called for a boycott of polling on Tuesday. But the turnout in the last 2 phases has reflected a lukewarm response to their threats. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
And the stage is all set for the third phase of polling in Jharkhand and Jammu and Kashmir to be held tomorrow. 16 seats of Jammu and Kashmir and 17 in Jharkhand go to the polls in this phase. Beyond polling arrangements, security poses a big challenge in both these states.
It's over to the voter now. Polling booths are in place in areas going to polls in both states under close watch of Election Commission officials, observers and a large posse of security personnel in both states. In Jammu and Kashmir, 3 districts, Baramulla, Budgam and Pulwama will go to the hustings in this phase with a total of 16 constituencies between them. Nearly 13.5 lakh electors will decide the fate of 144 candidates in the fray.
मैं लोगों से दरख्वास्त करूंगा, मोहतरमाना दरख्वास्त करूंगा, वो अमन, शांति, मजहबी रवादारी को बरकरार रखें, अपने जमहूरी हक वोट का सही इस्तेमाल करें, वो आएं बाहर निकलें और वोट का इस्तेमाल करें.
Among the big names in the fray in this phase, Chief Minister Omar Abdullah is contesting from Birwa in Budgam. This phase is critical also for the opposition People's Democratic Party or PDP that presently holds 9 of these 16 seats. The party has denominated 6 sitting MLAs and fielded fresh faces in 3 segments. Heavy security is in place for this phase of polling to be intensified further over the coming 24 hours. The third phase is to be held in the backdrop of 4 terror incidents in the valley on the 5th of this month. In Jharkhand, close to 5,800 polling booths have been set up and more than 29,000 polling personnel deployed in the 17 assembly constituencies going to polls on Tuesday. 14 out of the 70 constituencies have been earmarked as sensitive to the Maoist menace. Close to 50 lakh eligible voters will choose between 289 candidates. The BJP, BSP, JMM, JVMP and the Congress are the main parties in the fray. Officials in Maoist affected areas say a heavy security cordon is in place against the Naxal threat.
इस अवसर पर विधि व्यवस्था बनाए रखने के लिए कारगर कदम उठाए गए हैं और सारी व्यवस्था की गई है पैरामिलिट्री फोर्स का अधिक से अधिक डिप्लॉयमेंट किया गया है। लोगों से आग्रह है कि वे निर्भीक होकर अपना मतदान करें।
सुरक्षा का बिंदु पर हम हर तरह का हम लोग अपना स्तर से व्यवस्था की गई है। हर बूथ में पर्याप्त फोर्स भी रहेगा और जगह जगह हम लोगों का पेट्रोलिंग पार्टी भी रहेगा। किसी भी हम लोग स्थिति को निपटाने के लिए तैयार हैं।
BJP bigwigs including Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Rajnath Singh campaigned for the third phase in Jharkhand. The party banks heavily on increasing its tally from the present 4 out of the 17 seats. 3 ministers of the Hemant Soren government are also seeking re-election in this phase. Jharkhand's first Chief Minister Babulal Marandi is contesting from Dhanbad in this round. Jammu and Kashmir has recorded a 70% plus turnout in the last 2 phases. Jharkhand got over 60% voting. Hopes are high of even better turnout this time. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, a Delhi court on Monday convicted 4 men in the murder case of former Railway Minister Ellen Mishra nearly 40 years ago. The court will pronounce their sentence on the 15th of December after hearing arguments on the quantum of punishment. Mishra was killed in a bomb blast at the Samastipur railway station in 1975. He died of injuries the next day. Over 200 witnesses, including 161 prosecution witnesses and more than 40 defense witnesses, were examined in the case.
Persons who have been convicted for murder, that is 302, will naturally be sentenced to life by this court. And for other offences for which they have been convicted, some different offences as the judge decides.
And Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar is in Peruvian capital Lima, where the UN Climate Summit talks have reached the final stages. UN Chief Ban Ki-moon said it's unfair for all countries to make the same level of contributions given their different phases of development.
Clarifying India's future agenda at the Climate Summit in Lima, Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar promised a comprehensive climate legislation in the next budget session. India also wanted a separate discussion on different standards for rich and developing nations. Backing India, UN Chief Ban Ki-moon said that it was unfair to expect the same commitment from all countries. His statement comes in the backdrop of the US and China announcing significant deal-setting limits on greenhouse gases. In the talks that entered their second week, Javadekar pitched for Green Climate Fund. India is asking for early financing to reach the proposed target of $100 billion. The major stumbling block for India revolves around the intended nationally determined contributions to next year's global agreement. Developing countries want the INDCs to extend beyond cutting emissions to include aid to help them adapt to the impacts of climate change, which involves a conflict of interest. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
More international news now. Demonstrations against the killings of unarmed black men turned violent for the second night in California and the United States. Protesters hurled objects at the police, blocking the highway in Oakland. Police responded with tear gas and rubber bullets. A crowd of about 750 swarmed freeway overpasses at the 2 locations in Berkeley near San Francisco, prompting police to move in and arrest several people. Protesters in New York and other cities are also staging demonstrations every day. Protesters have been angered by the deaths of Eric Garner, killed in a chokehold, and Michael Brown, who was shot dead by a police officer. In both cases, grand juries decided not to press criminal charges against the accused white police officers. Well, some sports now, and rather the politics of sports. The Supreme Court maintained its strong stand against suspended BCCI President N. Srinivasan, while telling him that people at the top of the board's hierarchy should be taint-free. The apex court said it was imperative that the cricket's administrators and officials at the helm of affairs must be above suspicion. The top court said it was very difficult to accept that there is no conflict of interest in N. Srinivasan's role as BCCI president and owner of IPL franchise Chennai Super Kings. The Delhi police also came under fire after it sought adjournment instead of advancing arguments on framing charges in the case.
काउंसिल को कहा है कि मुझे आप सेटिस्फाइड कीजिए कि कैसे कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट का मामला नहीं बनता है, क्योंकि आप देखिए तो बीसीसीआई के ऑफिशियल्स आज के डेट में सारे के सारे इलीगल हैं. कोई बोर्ड नहीं है जो फंक्शन करते.
Well, all the sports now in Sports Beat. India will take on Australia in the first Test match of the 4-Test series at the Adelaide Oval on Tuesday. Australian captain Michael Starc will be playing in what is expected to be an emotionally charged match against India. Meanwhile, Indian skipper Mahendra Singh Dhoni will be replaced by Virat Kohli, who makes his debut as Test skipper. Team India will look to reverse their last Test series result in Australia when they lost 4-0 in 2011-2012. India defeated defending champions Pakistan to win the 4th Cricket World Cup for the blind. In reply to Pakistan's 389, India scored 392 with 2 balls to spare. Earlier, India won all the games in the league except a match against Pakistan. The other participating countries were Sri Lanka, Australia, Bangladesh and England, and host South Africa. America's Jordan Spieth won the Hero World Challenge by 10 shots as Tiger Woods finished in a tie for last place. 21-year-old Spieth led from round 1 and carded the final round 7 under par 66 to finish 26 under on 262. Woods had a triple bogey on 13 and tied on level par with Hunter Mahan. Woods shot 72 while Mahan had 2 double bogeys in a round of 75. Well, that's the news tonight. Good night. Hello and welcome. You're watching the news tonight, your daily roundup of all that has happened across India and the world. Our special focus tonight will be on Tamil politics and why the MDMK quit the ruling NDA. We'll talk in depth about the issue a little later, but first the headlines tonight. All set for the third phase of elections in 2 states tomorrow. Maoists threaten Jharkhand. Recent attacks in Kashmir keep security forces on their toes. The MDMK walks out of the NDA, says the central government led by the BJP is ignoring the interests of Tamils. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj draws flack from the opposition and ally PMK for her remarks on making the Bhagavad Gita a national scripture. Uber cab service banned in Delhi. Home Minister Rajnath Singh makes a statement in the Lok Sabha condemning the Delhi rape incident. At the climate summit in Lima, Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar says India will bring a comprehensive legislation on emissions in budget session. Well, first up, news from Parliament, where the week-long deadlock in the Rajya Sabha ended today with the government and the opposition leaders agreeing to a compromise formula. The opposition was protesting Union Minister Sadhvi Niranjan Jyoti's controversial remarks. Chairman Hamid Ansari appealed to all members and political parties to maintain civility in public discourse at all costs.
Proceedings in the upper house began on a stormy note on Monday, with opposition members insisting on a resolution condemning the controversial remarks by any minister or member.
हमने अपनी मांग जो पहले समूचे प्रतिपक्ष की थी, मंत्री के इस्तीफे की, वो हमने वापस करी, रोक दी। हमने पीछे हट के कहा, पहले सेंश्योर मोशन की बात की, सरकार नहीं मानी, तो हमने सारे विपक्षी दलों ने बात करके केवल 2 लाइन जिसमें किसी का नाम ना हो, उसकी हमने प्रस्तावना दी। सदन चलना चाहिए।
You are right, no resolution can be moved without the permission of the chair. Yeah. But the chair cannot also do anything without the approval of the house. Yeah. So we are saying let the house approve or disapprove this resolution, you put it to vote.
However, the government seemed in no mood to heed to this demand.
The condition on which you allowed him to speak is a condition which is not acceptable to them. Sir, we are... Yes, Yachuri. Yes, Yachuri.
Sir,
yes, Yachuri. Can't allow this liberty to be misused.
After 3 adjournments in the pre-lunch session, a truce was arrived at when leaders met Rajya Sabha Chairman Hamid Ansari. He made a fresh appeal on behalf of the House to all members of Parliament, ministers and leaders of all political parties to maintain civility at all costs in public discourse.
This House, while acknowledging the statement of Prime Minister, made in the House on the 4th of December appeals to all members of Parliament, ministers, and leaders of all political parties to maintain civility at all costs in public discourse for the successful functioning of parliamentary democracy and to uphold our commitment to constitutional values.
This brought to an end the week-long stalemate between the two sides. Disruptions in the upper house in the previous week had washed out the question hour and several bills could not be taken up for discussion. Vishal Dahiya's report, Rajya Sabha TV, New Delhi.
And moving on, Home Minister Rajnath Singh has strongly criticized the rape of a 27-year-old woman by the driver of the cab that she had hired. In a statement in Lok Sabha, the Home Minister said that the government will ensure severe punishment for the accused.
I rise to report an
The matter of the rape of a woman by a cab driver came up during question hour in Lok Sabha on Monday. Opposition parties including the Congress, TMC, RJD and Aam Aadmi Party raised the issue of women's safety and demanded a statement from the government. Rejecting the opposition demand, Speaker Sumitra Mahajan instead asked them to raise the issue during zero hour.
Now zero hour. What is 1 minute? 0 hour.
In his statement during zero hour, Rajnath Singh termed the incident unfortunate. He said there could be no compromise with women's safety. He also informed the House that the police have been quick in their probe and the accused has been charged under very strict provisions.
The Government of India strongly condemns this dastardly act. It will be ensured that all necessary steps are taken to bring the offender to justice. Immediately, police teams were formed to identify and locate the culprit. The woman was sent for medical examination and she was also counseled by an NGO volunteer authorized by Delhi Commission for Women.
Besides this, the Home Minister also gave a statement on the incident of a fire in a church in northeast Delhi.
अध्यक्ष महोदया, इस देश की कम्युनल हार्मनी को बनाए रखना हमारी सरकार की प्राथमिकताओं में यह टॉप पर है। मैंने दिल्ली के लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर से बात की और उनको कहा कि इस मामले का प्रॉपर इन्वेस्टिगेशन होना चाहिए। तुरंत एक एसआईटी इस पूरे मामले के इन्वेस्टिगेशन के लिए कॉन्स्टिट्यूट कर दी गई और इसे हमने टाइम बाउंड भी किया है।
The 27-year-old woman was raped by the driver of the cab she had hired for her ride home. The accused was arrested from Mathura on Sunday. The cab service Uber has now been banned in Delhi by the Transport Department. With inputs from Shyam Sundar and Pranav Goswami, Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And after Sadhvi Niranjan Jyoti, another BJP leader finds herself in the midst of a controversy. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj is facing strong criticism for suggesting that the centre must announce the Gita as the Rashtriya Granth or national scripture.
श्रीमद् भगवत गीता को राष्ट्रीय ग्रंथ घोषित किया जाना चाहिए। अभी उसकी औपचारिक घोषणा तो सरकार आने के बाद नहीं हुई, लेकिन स्वामी जी महाराज मुझे ये बताते हुए खुशी है कि अमेरिका के राष्ट्रपति बराक ओबामा के हाथ में प्रधानमंत्री ने अपनी ओर से श्रीमद् भगवत गीता भेंट करके इसको राष्ट्रीय ग्रंथ जैसा सम्मान तो पहले ही दे दिया।
External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj urging the Prime Minister to declare the Bhagavad Gita as the national scripture. Speaking at the Gita Prerna Mahotsav, Swaraj said the announcement was a mere formality, but the remarks have sparked a fresh controversy. Other leaders say that declaring the Gita as the national book will disrupt the secular fabric of the country. Even NDA ally PMK has opposed the move, saying the centre should follow pluralistic character and spirit of secularism.
उन्हें इस बात का भी ध्यान रखना चाहिए भारतीय संविधान के हिसाब से कि हमारे देश में केवल एक ही धर्म को मानने वाले लोग नहीं रहते हैं।
गुरु ग्रंथ साहब क्यों नहीं होना चाहिए? फिर आपकी जो है कुरान क्यों नहीं होना चाहिए? ये हाजी खड़े खड़े इसी तरह के बात करते रहते हैं, कहते हैं सबका विकास और ये हो रहा विकास।
हिंदुइज्म इज ओनली वन रिलीजन है, हमारे देश में कई और धर्म है, तो जब एक नेशनल होली बुक के बारे में बोलें कैसे बोल सकते हैं जब विभिन्न तरह के धर्म हमारे देश में प्रैक्टिस हो जाता है। तो ऐसी चीजें सरकार बताना बोलना ठीक नहीं है, उचित नहीं है.
Gita is a religious book, and in a multi-religious country like India, how can you propose one book as a national book? And this will go against the secular character of our constitution.
But Swaraj found support from some quarters.
नहीं, इसमें कौन सा उन्होंने गलत बोल दिया? अरे भाई, इस पे आप राष्ट्रीय बहस करा लीजिए, राष्ट्रीय चर्चा करा लीजिए. इसमें मुझे लगता है कि कोई बहुत ज्यादा इस पे राजनीति करने की जरूरत नहीं है. जो हकीकत है उस हकीकत को स्वीकार करना होगा.
This is the second time in as many weeks that leaders of the BJP and union ministers at that have quoted controversy. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, focus tonight, the MDMK snapped ties with the NDA on Monday, alleging that the Narendra Modi government at the centre was acting against the interests of the Tamils. A meeting of the party's parliamentary board in Chennai took the decision after passing a resolution against the BJP-led government at the centre.
The MDMK on Monday invoking the Tamil sentiment to walk out of the NDA alliance. Party chief Vaiko alleged that the BJP government at the centre was acting against Tamils.
I came to know that Rajapaksa was invited for the swearing-in ceremony. That was a bolt from the blue on my head. Self-styled one leader who is calling himself as the chairman of the strategic committee of BJP's foreign relations. He has got the audacity to say that Rajapaksa, the killer of Tamil, should be honored with Bharat Ratna. That has not been condemned by BJP.
MDMK district secretaries adopted a unanimous resolution. One of the key issues it said was that India should not support Sri Lanka. It also questioned what it called the Modi government's silence on Subramaniam Swamy's proposal for a Bharat Ratna for Rajapaksa. Other reasons it highlighted were reported attempts to Sanskritize education and a review of Mulai Periyar Dam water level.
Vaiko was repeatedly blaming our Prime Minister, but as we formed the alliance, we don't want to disintegrate the alliance, depart from the alliance by ourselves. But if a party decides they should go away, let them go. And we are growing stronger. Exit of Vaiko in no way affect BJP's strength in Tamil Nadu.
MDMK joined a six-party grand alliance led by the BJP in Tamil Nadu ahead of the May Lok Sabha elections. And although it contested as many as 7 seats, it did not win any. The BJP and another NDA partner, the PMK, won a seat each.
So within these 6 months, coming to the conclusion that the national leadership at the highest level in NDA has not attended and created proper communication with the respective parties, I don't see a rational in this thing. It is not acceptable.
In recent weeks, Vaiko has been critical of the Modi-led government. A self-confessed supporter of Prabhakaran and his idea of a separate homeland for Tamils, Vaiko's party even celebrated his 60th birthday in the state. The action was criticized by the BJP leaders, who said Vaiko was free to leave the alliance. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, for a better understanding of the politics behind this move, we are joined by Smita Gupta. She's the associate editor at the Hindu newspaper. Thanks very much for coming in, Smita. It's Tamil politics literally. It's not going to really affect the stability of the central government, that is the NDA, given the fact that Vaiko didn't come up with any numbers in the polls. But as far as Tamil politics is concerned, what are the motives behind this?
Well, Vaiko's politics, the politics of his party, is centered around, as your reporter pointed out, a separate Tamil homeland, and it is a pro-Tamil party. So, for it to be associated with the BJP, which is clearly shown at the central level that it wants better relations with Sri Lanka, now headed by Mahinda Rajapaksa, a person whom the MDMK regards as its enemy. And with Dr. Subramaniam Swamy recently also suggesting a Bharat Ratna for Mahinda Rajapaksa, something that the BJP has not sort of commented on.
Right.
I think for Mr. Vaiko, this relationship was one which was not only not yielding any returns, but it was a case of diminishing returns. In the recent elections, though he was part of the six-party alliance headed by the BJP, the party failed to get a single seat. Mr. Vaiko himself lost his Lok Sabha seat. So I think basically this is, I mean, he needed to break away to again, try and, regroup the forces that support his party and to grow again.
All right, Smita, but also the BJP has really been on a mission to spread the party across the country, including trying to make inroads into Tamil Nadu. So does it dampen the BJP's plans as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned?
I don't know, because you see the BJP, it's not just Tamil Nadu. There are two things that we are beginning to see in these 6 months. One is that BJP, having won this huge, majority in Lok Sabha, is now experimenting across the country in trying to contest elections alone. We saw it in Maharashtra. And even though after they failed to get a majority, but they still, replaced the Shiv Sena as a senior partner, and so that was one. Haryana, they actually formed a government after contesting alone, and then there are 3 states which they are targeting now: West Bengal, Odisha, and Tamil Nadu. So I don't know whether it will really dampen their spirits there, because their politics in any case is completely the opposite of that of the MDMK. But it's part of a growing pattern, and you'll see that even the alliance partners that they have in the NDA, who are still inside the alliance, such as the Akali Dal, we have seen of late relations between the two parties already souring, and there is a strong possibility that when the Punjab polls come up, they might contest separately.
All right, so the NDA itself a question mark now, perhaps. We'll have to wait and watch for that one. But this split was expected to happen, I guess. Thanks very much, Smita, for coming in and sharing your perspective with us on this matter. Well, moving on now, the Parliamentary Select Committee has given its recommendations on the amendments to the Insurance Act that seeks to raise FDI cap to 49%. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley said this today. The report will pave the way for the long-pending insurance bill to be placed in the Rajya Sabha. Jaitley said he was hopeful that the insurance market expansion will take place once Parliament passes the Insurance Amendment Bill. Jaitley's remarks came at a meeting with British insurer Standard Life's chairman Jerry Grimstone and Kotak Group chief Uday Kotak. All right, time now for a very quick break. A lot more news and updates on the other side.